So it looks like Denji is just like you and me. Get no action on Valentine's Day. It's been a long 2-week wait for the last chapter simply because of where the cliffhanger left off, and I feel like Fujimoto has done this a couple of times during this run of Chainsaw Man where the cliffhanger of the chapter could potentially mean absolute disaster, or it's just the setup for a joke. Or maybe a little bit of both. And I feel like that's what we got in this chapter. This chapter was a big deal because this is the first time we really get a sense of Nayuta's personality and what she's become in this time that Denji has been taking care of her. And pretty much it's been assumed that she is just kind of a spoiled brat that gets the run of the house, that still kind of holds true to her control devil self without a sense of really remembering the whole Makima situation, or if Denji has ever even mentioned it. Most likely not. I'd say like a 99% chance not. I don't think he's really going to bring it up or talk about it with anybody, really. And so we have this situation now where he is taking care of her, he is responsible for her, but she is basically kind of the leader of the house, giving him rules to follow, and kind of feels like he's her pet, kind of similarly to Makima, but in a more kind of juvenile way, not in like a like a dominatrix kind of way, because that's not, no. But instead I view it in a way of just the same way that she owns all of these pets and owns all of these dogs and has all of these dogs, and the immediate thing that she does as soon as she comes into the apartment is to make Asa another dog. And so I just feel like she has this complex of just having everything belong to her, have everything be hers, have the rules be hers, like basically like a spoiled only child. I am an only child, so I can say this. So, you know, it's like your way or the highway. It's like you don't have to do anything the way anyone else wants you to do. You don't have to share with anybody. Like everything is yours. And I feel like that's a very good way to kind of put her personality, at least in what we get displayed in this chapter. And Denji just kind of goes along with it because, I mean, he does feel very responsible for taking care of her. Now, obviously, I didn't think Asa or Yoru was going to die in this chapter. Anybody that did, I mean, they wouldn't set her up as the new, like, protagonist if they were going to kill her off just in a dozen chapters later. I know Chainsaw Man is not afraid to kill characters off, but I think that the build-up for the Denji-Asa pairing, relationship, whatever you want to call it, this is big. This is something that's going to last a very long time, or at least during this entire arc. Like, this is a process. This is a journey. This is something that's going to have ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride, right? And you can even see that in this chapter also with how they're beginning to feel about each other. And I said from the very get-go, like, Denji and Asa are going to wind up together. Like, this is going to lead Denji to finally actually having a girlfriend someday, or somebody that he cares about. And I love the way that they've been expanding and exploring Asa's character to build up to that, because they're both so awkward and weird, and it's perfect. I don't know. It's absolutely perfect. So Nayuta, turns Asa into a dog momentarily, or controls her. Now, the other thing that I was wondering about is if Nayuta was going to have this sort of inherent understanding that this is another one of the horsemen. Right? This is essentially her sister, right? That Yoru is here inside of Asa. And I don't think so. After reading this chapter, now I could be wrong, because she could be hiding things, she could be lying, there could be more things behind the scenes that will eventually be revealed, but from what I get about this chapter, the only clue that we get that she senses something is strange about Asa, or that she would sense that the war devil is part of her, is that she smells funny. She smells weird. I don't like this girl. Now, she could be saying to Denji to stay away from this girl because she knows that it's the war devil, but it could also be just that sense of control. Like, no, like, what are you doing? Like, no, you're my pet. You're not gonna mess around with people that I don't know or that smell weird, I don't trust, that sort of thing. So it could be one of the two. I lean more towards the naivety. Like, I don't know why. I just feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misreading this chapter completely, but I really feel like Nayuta is pretty much just like a child with control devil abilities. Like, I don't feel like she knows. I feel like she knows something's weird about this person, but I don't feel like she actually really knows it's the war devil. Maybe I'm wrong. So she basically gives Denji this ultimatum. She says you're going to stay away from her, and I'm going to, erase her memory of today, or of you guys hanging out, so that she doesn't even know that she was here, which is horrible. They sat around watching mummy movies together. I mean, come on. You're going to erase that? You're going to take that away? And so this just builds more tension between these characters of Denji and his feelings for her and her feelings for him, because now, with that happening, we cut to Asa just standing there, and she feels like she got stood up, and Yoru feels the same way, so it affects her as well. And, she's just standing there, and I felt bad for her, man. And Asa is in pure cope right now. She's standing there, and there's that wall of text, the wall of dialogue of her just over-explaining, just similarly to how she spoke during the aquarium scene, where she's like, well, I don't really want to get close to anybody anyways, and the only reason why I did was just, I was near him, and then hormones took over, and I don't really care, and all I want is my body back, and she's just like pure cope, just trying to make herself seem like she wasn't rejected, right? And that's the sad part, is because she wasn't. This was forced by Nayuta, but she feels like she's rejected, and she, has to come up with all of these ways, because she's like, why would anybody reject me? Just the same way that when she was on the aquarium date, she's like, well, I don't understand. I'm doing all these awesome things. I'm telling him all these facts about aquatic life. Like, why wouldn't he like me? And just like, why would he stand me up? I'm so cool. It doesn't matter anyways. The only reason, she just keeps going on and on and on, and it's like pure cope to try to deal with the fact that you were stood up. But she wasn't, which is the sad part. Now, to make matters even worse, at the end of this chapter, Yoshida shows up to talk to Asa, and I still don't trust this version of Yoshida. I just feel like there was something more going on behind the scenes with him. He's asking a lot of strange questions to Denji and everything when they were in the aquarium. I don't know whether he's working for Famine or if he has something very specific in mind, like some other objective that he's trying to accomplish just himself. But if he is aware, that, Yoru is part of Asa, I don't know if he's going to try to... it could go either direction, you know what I mean? Like, he could be just looking to kill her, or he could be looking to perhaps use her in maybe his quest against either famine or death, depending on if he's working for her or not. So, I don't know, man. He's a bit of a mystery right now. I'm not really sure where to place him, but... regardless, that's an interesting cliffhanger, and I feel really bad for Denji, man. He had this great moment, and she made a move on him. In the last chapter, she, stuck her tongue down his throat. And he's going to remember that. But she's not. And so if he tries to get it again, that would be pretty funny. Because it wasn't even her. It was, yeah. That could be a thing. For the end of the video, I want to take a brief moment to shout out one of my Patreon supporters, C0ckd, and their project right now. They are actually working on their own role-playing game, which is going to take place in a feudal era, Japanese swordsmanship, but also sort of post-apocalyptic kind of setting. It sounds really cool. They're working on it right now, and also they're creating audio dramas to go alongside the game itself, so that you can understand the story and the world, and they're putting a lot of effort into it. We got music, voice acting, good storytelling, all of that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to link down in the description below. I'll link to their YouTube channel where the audio dramas are, and the Discord where you can stay up to date on the progress of the game, and of course the new episodes of the audio drama. And as well, I'm going to play a little bit of a clip for you right now so you can get a little bit of a feeling of it and see if it's something that you would be interested in checking out. So once again, all of their stuff is down in the description below. The first episode is called The Green Menace, about this disaster that strikes, a meteor that drops and pretty much changes life on Earth as we know it. And so go ahead and check it out, guys. This is a little clip for you.
Suddenly, cosmic fire sank into the land with an impact so violent that the earth splashed like the ocean. Doom shook the world as calamity fell from the stars with raw prehistoric energy. Countless lives were lost to the burning hot influence of the Green Menace. All of them wiped out, gone in an instant. There was infection. The verdant blast that poisoned the sky came with a terror of horrific proportions. Fallout rode a toxic wave around the globe as cosmic venom took everything.
I think we escaped the blast.
So once again, the YouTube channel is C0ckd. I'll link it down below. It's a big project with lots of people working on it. There's a game, audio drama, and a bunch of other stuff happening with it. So go ahead and check it out, and I'd appreciate it if you did so. Tell them Ryan sent you. Anyways, guys, if you have read chapter 120 of Chainsaw Man, let me know all of your thoughts, theories, ideas, opinions down below in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Also, like the video and comment to help it in the algorithm. And if you want to, I have a Patreon, channel memberships, merch store, all linked down below, as well as where you can follow me on social media. Other than that, guys, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you next time.